Most conversations about retirement investing focus on returns, what your portfolio earned last year, which funds outperformed, what the market did. But the number that actually matters in retirement is not your gross return. It is your after-tax return, what you actually get to spend. And the gap between these two numbers is largely within your control. Not through better stock picking or market timing, but through three specific decisions about how your retirement assets are structured, where they are held, and how they are drawn down. In this video, I want to walk you through the three pillars of tax-efficient retirement planning: asset location, withdrawal order, and bracket management. Each one produces value on its own. Coordinated together, the impact on after-tax lifetime income can be meaningful. The first pillar is asset location, which is not the same as asset allocation. Asset allocation is the mix of investments you own. Asset location is which account each investment lives in. The principle is straightforward. Different investments generate income in different ways, and different account types shelter income from tax differently. Matching the two intelligently reduces tax drag over time. Here's the framework. Tax-deferred accounts, your traditional IRA and 401k, are the right home for bonds, high-yield fixed income, REITs, and actively managed funds with high turnover. These generate income taxed at ordinary rates, so sheltering them defers that tax cost. Tax-free accounts, your Roth IRA, are the right home for your highest growth assets, small cap equities, growth funds, anything with the greatest long-term appreciation potential. Growth in a Roth account compounds without ever being taxed. Taxable accounts, your brokerage, they are the right home for tax-efficient equities like index funds and ETFs, which rarely distribute capital gains, and for assets you may intend to pass to heirs since they benefit from the step up in cost basis at death. Vanguard research has estimated that disciplined asset location can boost after-tax returns between 0.05 and 0.3% per year, which over a 30-year horizon on a meaningful portfolio can translate to a substantial reduction in lifetime taxes. The second pillar is withdrawal order, which accounts you draw from and when across the phases of retirement. The conventional starting point is taxable accounts first, tax-deferred second, and Roth last. The logic is sound. It preserves tax-free growth in the Roth account for as long as possible. But in practice, the optimal sequence is more dynamic than that. In early retirement, before RMDs and before Social Security is maximized, the priority is often to draw from taxable accounts while also using the low income window to do deliberate tax-deferred withdrawals or Roth conversions up to a bracket ceiling. Once RMDs begin, they set a mandatory taxable income floor. The flexibility shifts to using Roth draws to top up spending when adding to taxable income and to managing draws carefully relative to IRMA thresholds. The most important thing to understand about withdrawal sequencing is that it is not a one-time decision. It requires annual recalibration as income, brackets, account balances, and Medicare thresholds shift. The third pillar is bracket management, the deliberate annual control of how much taxable income you recognize and at what rate. Most retirees experience taxable income somewhat passively. Bracket management turns that passive experience into an active one. There are four primary tools. First, bracket filling. In low income years, deliberately convert or withdraw up to a tax bracket ceiling, paying known controlled rates today rather than higher rates later. Second is tax gain harvesting. In years when your income is low enough to qualify for the 0% federal long-term capital gains rate, you can sell appreciated positions in a taxable account, realize the gain tax-free, and immediately repurchase to reset your cost basis. This is not tax evasion, it is tax planning. Third, IRMA management. By using Roth draws or blended withdrawal sequencing, you can stay below the Medicare income thresholds that trigger surcharges, which are a cliff, not a slope. Fourth, qualified charitable distributions. If you are age 70 and half or older with a charitable intent, direct IRA distributions to a charity satisfy your R&D without adding to your taxable income. Each of these pillars produces value on its own. But the reason planners think about them together is that the decisions interact, and optimizing any one of them without considering the others can undermine the whole plan. Here is a simple illustration for educational purposes. A retiree correctly places bonds in their tax-deferred account, but then they draw only from that account to fund retirement spending, generating large ordinary income each year, pushing them into higher brackets and triggering IRMA surcharges. The asset location decision was right. The withdrawal decision erased a significant portion of the benefit. The coordination effect works in the other direction too. A retiree who has done systematic Roth conversions during the tax window now has a large Roth balance available for flexible draws. That Roth balance makes withdrawal sequencing more powerful. And because the Roth holds their highest growth assets per the asset location framework, those assets have compounded in the most tax-favored environment possible. This is why tax efficiency in retirement is a system, not a checklist. One of the most important things to understand about tax-efficient retirement planning is that it is not a one-time setup. It is an annual or a quarterly or a semi-annual discipline. The variables that drive these decisions shift every year. Account balances change, RMD amounts change, tax brackets adjust for inflation, Medicare thresholds move, and the market creates new harvesting opportunities or eliminates old ones. A retirement plan that is built in year 1 and never revisited is by year 5 likely working against you in at least one of these dimensions. Tax efficiency in retirement comes down to 3 decisions: where your assets live, in what order you draw them down, and how deliberately you manage your taxable income each year. None of these is complicated in isolation. What makes them powerful is coordinating all 3, reviewing them annually, and adjusting as your situation evolves. Here is a small exercise worth doing after this video. Look at where your bonds are held right now. Are they in a tax-deferred account, a taxable account, or split across both? That one question is a useful entry point into the broader conversation about how your portfolio is currently structured for tax efficiency. If what you find raises questions, share them below. I read every one, and your question may become a future video.